Hare Krishna. By causeless mercy of Sri Guru and Gauranga, Srila Prabhupada and Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga, disciplic succession from Srila Rupa Goswami, we have a chance to be in Vrindavan. Willing to render a humble service to Sri Vraja Dhama, I would like to present you this short documentary about one of the 7 major temples of Vrindavan. Sri Radha Raman Mandir. In old Vrindavan near Nidhovan, where Radha and Krishna are having rest after that rasa dance, there is one of the 7 major temples of Gaudiya Sampradaya. Along a narrow street of Vrindavan, we are gaining Radha Raman Mandir, the heart of the story. Let us go inside and touch the tradition of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. The temple is surrounded by houses of Pujari Brahmins, whose families attend upon the altar of the temple from generation to generation. Women of those families offer their prayers to Radha Raman for getting more men children, because only males are allowed to perform arati and puja in the temple. We acquire the human form of life, and as humans we are permitted to visit temples. However, it is very auspicious for any single jiva in any form of life to find her or himself near Radha Raman temple. Traditionally, an image of Ganesha adorns the entrance. He grants his blessings to all truth seekers and protects those who are on their spiritual journey. There are 2 entrances to the temple, so anyone can look in and show the respect by walking around the altar. The altar is closed for a while, so we may not enter this gate now. Here we can buy garlands of fresh flowers as our offering. Visiting this temple and taking darshan of Radha Raman deity, who has already been worshipped here for several centuries, is as auspicious as visiting the 3 main temples of Vrindavan, the Madan Mohan, Sri Radha Govindaji and Radha Gopinath temple. Let us enter the temple and join other pilgrims waiting for the altar to be opened, so we appear before the eyes of the deity who had been worshipped by Gopal Bhatta Gosvami. Spiritual life of the inhabitants of Vrindavan starts from the very childhood. Attending aratis and kirtans is absolutely natural here, not only during the major festivals, but as a daily routine, starting from the Mangal Arati, the first temple ceremony that takes place every morning at 4 a.m. Very often people want to see God, but in fact we have to live so that God wants to see us. In the temple we don't look at Krishna, but He looks at us. At the time of plundering raids of Muslim fanatics on Vrindavan, this temple had not existed yet. That is why it couldn't be desecrated. The deity of Radha Raman is small in size. That is why it was easy to hide him in time of distemper in Vrindavan. The deity we will appear before is original one, not Pratibhu Murti or his double, and while the altar is closed, briefly I would like to tell you a story of his appearance in this world. This story is carved on marble walls of the temple. Once upon a time, while living in Vrindavan, Gopal Bhatta Gosvami decided to set out on his journey to Gandaki river in Himalaya to find Shalagram Shilas to worship. Shalagram Shilas are stones black in color which are non-different from Supreme Lord himself. Now you can see two Shilas which were being worshipped by Gopal Bhatta Gosvami in his time. Finally, after a hard journey, he reached banks of the river deep in the mountains, and mysteriously he found several shalagrams that he took to Vrindavan later on. All Goswamis who lived in Vrindavan worshipped deities. One day, a prosperous merchant arrived in Vrindavan. Craving for mercy of the sadhu, he started donating dresses and jewelries for deities worshipped by devotees. When the man asked Gopal Bhatta Goswami what deity he worshipped, Gopal Bhatta became melancholy. He worshipped shalagrams, but Shila cannot be dressed up and ornamented properly. Sadhu had become eager to worship a deity, and with such thoughts, one night he went to bed. In the morning, he discovered that the box where he kept his shalagrams was slightly open. Scared that maybe a snake crept into the box, Gopal Bhatta Goswami gingerly started opening the lid with a long stick. To his utter amazement, he found out that one of the Shilas changed into Krishna deity. This is that very place where it happened. Later on, devotees built this altar and erected the arch at this place to perpetuate the event in minds of the future generations. Thus, Krishna manifested himself from Shalagram Shila in response for a secret desire of his devotee. And now the arati is starting in the temple. So we have a chance to receive darshan from Krishna, who was named Radha Raman. Many people offer up prayers to ask Godhead for material well-being. But true Vrajavasi visit the temples for the love of Krishna and offer him their obeisances, begging nothing in response. In a moment we will leave the temple and will head to the Samadhi of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Amongst Goswamis of Vrindavan, the position of Gopal Bhatta is unique in the sense that he got all blessings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when Gopal Bhatta Goswami still was a young boy. He was around 11 years old when Mahaprabhu stopped at their house for 4 months. In such an early age, he received benedictions of Mahaprabhu, his association, his charanamrita, and his instructions. Surprisingly, even Gopal Bhatta was blessed by Mahaprabhu himself. None of Gaudiya Sampradaya books contain stories about him. Krishna Das Kaviraj mentioned him as one of his 6 Shiksha Gurus in Chaitanya Charitamrita book. Besides that, nothing else is told about Gopal Bhatta. That is accounted for by Gopal Bhatta's humbleness, who forbade to write anything about himself. Think over it. He, for whose sake Krishna manifested himself from Shalagram Shila, wanted no fame, no glory for himself. This is his burial vault. Let us make the round as a sign of respect, and if you haven't been to Vrindavan yet, then now you may mentally walk around the Samadhi of the great Sadhu. And I hope that in the nearest future you will find yourself here on the soil of Vraja dham. The body of Gopal Bhatta Gosvami is buried here under this stambha. His shalagrams are still being worshipped at the same place. His danda, used by these great sadhu 500 years ago, is also kept here. You have watched the short documentary about one of the 7 major temples of Vrindavan. This video is some sort of invitation to holy dham, and its goal is to inspire you to visit this transcendental abode. Let us again take a darshan of the place, where Gopal Bhatta Gosvami was giving his bhajan and where Radha Raman revealed his form from Shalagram Shila. To make Krishna manifest himself in our stony heart, we need to perform devotional service to our spiritual master, because only by his mercy the impossible becomes possible. And to bring that moment closer, we should visit these holy places, because the spiritual practice, when it is performed here, enhances a result in 1,000 times.